welcome to the Daily Runner Show. I'm your host, Claren Ginifke. Here at Regent University, we have all kinds of fun and exciting events happening. This week's episode will be featuring the Financial Peace Seminar taught by Mr. Arroyo.
Hey, this is Joe Arroyo again, Dave Ramsey trained and endorsed financial counselor and the Private Client Division Director for Southern Trust Mortgage. We are on week 3 of the Financial Independence course that we're teaching at Regent University. Last week we covered one of the most important topics of the entire course, and that's financial integrity. That's where you commit to act with an absolute integrity in your life to the vision that you set for what financial independence looks like for you. That means you are going to not rationalize purchases, you're not going to lie to yourself about what you're doing or why. If you're going to do something, just do it, but be honest with yourself. The biggest problem we have is not that we're somehow bad or dumb and we don't know what to do, is that we walk out just kind of unconscious of our spending, not really awake to what we're doing and why. So the why is defined by our vision, and then what we're doing is set when we are living in financial integrity and honest about it. This week we're getting into the nuts and bolts. We're going into cash flow planning. This is the single most important tool. It is used whether you make $20,000 a year or very large incomes. We go over how do you actually make a cash flow plan work. Why does it not work for most people, and how do you make this one of the most powerful tools in your tool belt? This is Joe Arroyo. Next week we'll see you again where we'll be discussing financial independence level 4.
The Financial Peace Seminar has been meeting every Tuesday for the past few weeks, and it gives students, faculty, staff, and the community a lot of helpful tips and helps them understand the importance of managing their finances. This past Saturday, we had a very special treat. The Center for Worship hosted their Writing Worship Music Workshop featuring guest musician and songwriter Tommy Walker.
He's like a tree planted by the water, oh, yeah, that yields its fruit in its season.
Here we are at the 3rd International Center for Worship event, the 3rd of 6. And I have a very special guest with me, Mr. Edwards, who is the director or the organizer of this event. Mr. Edwards, can you just tell us a little bit about what's going on today?
Yeah, today we have a workshop called True Worship, Songwriting for the Church, and we're teaching aspiring songwriters as well as established songwriters things about, things that we've learned writing music, and hoping to put tools in their hands to help them, in their songwriting.
I have 2 very special guests with me today. I have Mr. Tommy Walker, who serves as a songwriter for Lifeway Worship. And then on my left, I have Mr. Craig Adams, who serves as the creative director. So Mr. Walker, would you mind sharing a little bit with us about your heart for worship? What is worship to you?
It's amazing, when people ask what is worship, one of the most beautiful things about worship is you can never completely describe it, because it's eternal, because it's to the eternal, infinite God. So every time you say the definition of worship, you're always leaving something out. But it's a surrender of your life, it's giving love to God, and in the process becoming like Him.
I think it's kind of the sum total of my life lived out to God. That's what worship is to me. It's this seeking after Him. And I think one of the greatest things that we can do is just spending time with Him as worship. And in those moments, He speaks to us. The Bible talks about deep calling unto deep, and it's the deep of God in us calling unto the deep of God in heaven. And there's this cyclical thing that's going on that is, it's relational.
I was just teaching a songwriting class moments ago, and I was telling people, that we are creative. We glorify God, and being in His image is the one thing we do that the animals can't do. Your dog doesn't create anything. But when we create beautiful music and create beauty, we're being just like the Creator. And so I'm always in search for that next beautiful melody, combination of notes and rhythms that are fresh and new and different, and reflect the excellence and beauty of God and inspire us to do what we're ultimately created for, which is to worship and love Him. I think one of the great challenges for songwriters is it's the great risk involved. When you write a song and you sing it for somebody for the first time, you have that fear that it's going to be terrible. And so a songwriter has to be tenacious because you have to fail more than you can succeed. And you have to be rejected. You have to sing a song for somebody and they'll be like, not so much, you know. And so it's that constant failing but trying again and trying again until you get something that's beautiful.
One of the main things that helps a songwriter is to be around people that have done it longer, that have had success at it. And whether that's playing an instrument or writing music, I think you want to be around people that have some history at doing that. So I think that's important. I think the second thing that is really important is always be open to new things. A lot of people, maybe they've never tried co-writing. It brings a different shade of color to maybe what you would do on your own. So I think that exercise in itself is very stretching, and it helps to hone and craft your skill. And then I think, lastly, be a lifelong learner. You know, be a lifelong student. We will never arrive. You know, so always have this thirst to learn more. So maybe you've never played a guitar, but you play piano. Well, pick up the guitar, take lessons, do something.
Thank you for joining us with the Daily Runner Show. And students, faculty, pastors, worship leaders alike are all being inspired at this workshop to write their own music and see what the Lord ends up doing with worship.
Here are a few snapshots of what campus life is like here at Regent University. I'm your host, Claire Ganifke. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend.